and the tour guide actually offered to take my picture on the stage. Oh, that's a shame. Well, at least you tried. So, after you had your picture taken...
No. Honestly, though, that's great trolling. What is going on, guys? It is JJ here, back with a new video, and today we're going to take a look at football stadium tours. Now, it has been a super long time since I've done any type of stadium tours, whether it's, football related, whether it's just soccer related, or even American related in general. I think we did like the all English like stadiums, like everything like that a while ago, probably a year ago. Absolutely loved it, but I realized I never took an in-depth look at Celtic Park and the Ibrox, aka the home of Rangers and Celtic, two of the biggest clubs in Scotland, maybe the two, well, not the only clubs in Scotland obviously, but the two biggest. And so today we're going to take a look at the difference between the two. It's not to pit them against each other by any means, but mainly just to know the differences between the two. They both have absolutely insane atmospheres. They're both absolutely insane fan bases. And I kind of look forward to knowing the difference between the two. Maybe so this upcoming season we can watch more of the SPFL. Maybe we'll start streaming SPFL, who knows. A little bit of F1, a little bit of SPFL, a little bit of gaming. Who knows what this channel will be. But anyway, let's get into the video. As well, guys, you can find the original video down in the description below. It is a long one, so get your drinks ready, get your popcorn ready. If you're watching the Wales-Ukraine game after this, welcome. That reaction video should also be on the channel. We'll be watching that live, and then hopefully getting a video out to you guys. But yeah, let's get into it.
Rangers and Celtic. These two Glaswegian football clubs contest the Old Firm derby, one of the nastiest rivalries in world football. And to say that it's nasty,
sorry, video quality is a little mush. Let's fix that, shall we? There we go.
Is an understatement, because the players absolutely hate each other, and the fans, they hate each other even more.
Let's go!
And the reasons why they hate each other have certainly been well documented. But is it as bad as the media makes it out to be? What happens when you wear one team's shirt in the opposing team's stadium tour?
He did not do that. He did not try that,
has been contested for well over 100 years, and the honours between them are roughly equal. But what's it like to actually go around each other's stadiums? Now, regulars of my channel will know that I'm a Manchester United fan, and I have been for quite some time. And if I've got to be honest, I don't really have much of an opinion on Rangers or Celtic. I play Scottish football. I've played an Old Firm game probably, twice in my life. And I don't have any preference to any team one way or the other. I'm not religious, I'm not a unionist or a Republican. These two teams are about as neutral as you can get. But
is that the difference between Rangers and Celtic? Religion? That's a little dated, That's a little dated. That's a little rough.
Is it really true what people say about Rangers or Celtic? And do they hate each other so much that the sheer sight of their colours infills them with rage? Well,
I'm interested to find out.
Now, a few guideline rules before we get started. Number 1, no antagonising. I'm not here to piss anybody off intentionally. I just want to see what their reaction is.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Number 2, confession. If for some reason they figure out that I'm not a real Rangers or Celtic fan, mainly because of my appearance and accent, if they challenge me on it, I will confess and say no, I'm not actually a Rangers or Celtic fan.
So you're antagonizing, you're breaking your first rule. You're breaking your first rule.
Fighter, I don't want to be spending the afternoon and evening in a Glaswegian hospital or prison. So no fighting. Am I going to get stabbed by wearing a Celtic or a Rangers shirt in the opposing team stadium? Let's find out. Ibrox Stadium, Celtic shirt. Alright, let's get this over and done with.
That's actually a really nice scenery.
This rather
is that the training pitch next door?
Is the third largest football ground in Scotland, and has been the traditional
third
home
largest
for Rangers.
Hampton Park.
Around the ground. Red brickwork, traditional style architecture, and you can tell almost immediately that there's a lot of history behind this football club. and everywhere you look is a sea of blue and red.
Guys, I'm literally 1 minute in. 1 minute. And already I've got angry car drivers blaring the horns at me, so...
They're already pointing at him.
So far.
The tour actually begins on the side of the stadium that's next to the main road at their club reception. And almost immediately I noticed that the Rangers fans don't want anything to do with me. In fact, they're making a conscious effort to keep their distance away from me.
Hello sir, how are you?
Can I help you?
Stadium tour?
Sorry?
Stadium tour?
You're doing a stadium tour?
Yeah.
Wearing that jersey?
Yeah, what's wrong with it?
That's our arch rivals, is that why you're filming? You walk out here, you might not get back out.
I might not get back out?
Like, he broke his own first rule. Is that like fair to say? Is that fair to say? No antagonizing. And immediately, look at all these people just staring at him and pointing at him. That's so odd.
Is it really that bad in here? Anyway, once you walk through reception, it's time to go into the press conference area, where you actually get to see where they do all their press conferences.
I'm here for the tours, okay? This is what I'm here for. I'm here for the
a really
vibes.
bad smell because no one's sitting next to me. You get put through a video presentation, and the tour guide tells you a lot about Rangers Football Club. You even get a chance to go up on the stage and have your picture taken. And the tour guide actually offered to take my picture on the stage. Oh, that's a shame. Well, at least you tried. So, after you have your picture taken...
No. Honestly, though, that's great trolling. That's a good level of troll. That's a solid level of trolling.
Area,
I can dig that from this tour guide. I see you, tour guide.
And you'll notice that the inside of this place is very ornately decorated.
It seems very older.
The blue room.
Yeah, like they
there's a
kept
lot of
the
historical
old vibes.
significance in this blue room, which the tour guide tells you a lot about. And it's kind of interesting to learn about the history of Rangers because I didn't actually know all that much. And wow, that's actually a cool mural. If you hang around till the end, there's plenty of cool photo opportunities. This is the manager's office. You'll notice that everything is kept very traditional, which I kind of like because it actually shows off the history of the club.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
time
what
to
I
walk
like.
up a few
That I
flights of
actually really do
stairs
like that.
and into the director's box where you get your first view of the pitch. And this place really is as big as you see on the TV. The tour guide tells you a lot about the stadium, what goes on here on a match day, etc. And it's cool to take photos out here as well. So you get led into one of the corporate hospitality lounges, and it's very Scottishly decorated with red and blue and tartan. I quite like that. It's got character.
Yeah, I feel like that they kept this very, like they kept their stadium very retro and very deep into their roots, which I like. I actually really like that. The color
Once you
scheme
walk through
fits
the
so well.
corridors, you'll notice a lot of historical caps. The Scottish are very proud of their caps, and it's kind of cool to see some of these on the walls. Hey, it's Andy Gorham. Man, he was a hell of a player. You're led into the trophy room, and there is a lot of silverware here. These guys have seriously won a lot of stuff, and you get to learn a lot about what Rangers have won. Whether you believe that they're the world's most successful football club or not, one thing's for sure, they've won a lot of stuff, and it's
They
cool
did
to
not.
see.
They did not say that.
Check out
There's
that
no.
beauty in the middle there. Hey, it's Gaz's bike. Well, not his actual bike, he made it infamous. You could probably guess the reasons why. It's time to go down the stairs, and at this point, I think the fans suspect that something's up. This is the home team's dressing room, whereby it's a traditionally decorated dressing room, full of wooden cladding. They've got cardboard cutouts instead of shirts, but overall, it provides you some great photo opportunities.
Is that the real
There's
dressing
also
room?
the bathrooms, which are also traditionally decorated in the away team's changing room as well. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. But no stadium tour is complete without a tunnel walk.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. The only part of this that I would hate is if I was a player and had like the old dated dressing rooms and stuff like that. Like I'd want newer and modern amenities from joining a football club.
There's
Like I
great
get staying within the
photo
tradition and
here.
becoming part of the
My
club.
advice is to wait for everyone to clear out and then take your pictures here, because there's some pretty cool things to take pictures of. But once you're done taking the pictures, it's time to walk through the tunnel in and amongst some music. The view of the stadium here at ground level
That is so nice.
good.
It's
And
very
I
nice.
recommend that you take lots of pictures here, guys, because there's a lot to take pictures of. Whether it's the stands, the dugouts, or the tunnel entrance, you won't be short on things to take pictures of. And if you get bored, obviously you can sit in a seat if you want to. But overall, guys, this is actually quite a pretty stadium. And once you've taken your pictures and stuff, that's basically the end of your tour.
Ibrox. Pretty decent stadium. Pretty wicked stadium.
So you disappear back down the tunnel, and away you go. If you want some unobstructed photo opportunities, wait for everyone else to clear out before taking it yourself.
Okay, that was a little awkward. Where do I begin? Well, firstly, nobody wanted to stand next to me. That's how much these two sets of fans don't particularly like each other. But did they want to stab me in the face? Well, if they did, they didn't actually. So even though I got a few death stares and stuff like that, other than that, it wasn't that bad. And at the end of the tour, I ended up talking to our tour guide, who was actually a very reasonable guy. He explained that even though both sets of fans generally hate each other, there is that mutual respect. So that's always good to know.
Well, I mean,
Right,
Celtic
it's
have
time to
ran the
hop in
league for
car
years, so
and head across the city to the other stadium,
they're in the same city. I did not realize they were the
Celtic
same city.
Park, the home of the Celtic Football Club. This stadium is the largest football ground in the country of Scotland, and
It is the
sometimes referred
largest?
to as Parkhead or Paradise.
Oh.
No, seriously, they printed on the side of the stadium. And around the ground, you'll see statues of their heroes, Brother Walfried, the great Jock Stein, and arguably their greatest ever captain, Mr. Billy McNeil. But am I going to get similar treatment here at Celtic Park?
Celtic Park? Rangers shirt.
The tour
He still has
actually
the Celtic
begins
jersey
inside
underneath.
the club reception,
You can see the
just here
green.
on this side of the
You can
building.
see the green.
And for some reason, they're leading me all on my own down the side of the building. Is this normal? Am I going to get shot round the back now? As it turns out, this is a perfectly normal part of the tour. And one thing that was abundantly clear, everyone was super nice. They all shook my hand and welcomed me to Celtic Park. And this guy right here, I'm pretty sure that he rumbled me straight off the bat. I'm fairly certain that he figured out that I wasn't actually a Rangers fan. But even if he did or he didn't, he was incredibly nice to me. This is my tour guide, David. And once
Hello,
again,
David.
he was also very, very nice to me. Lots of smiles, very polite, and you notice that as soon as you come here to Celtic Park, you're given a warm welcome by literally everybody, which is fantastic. One of the corporate hospitality lounges. But after you've had a quick bite to eat, etc., it's now time to start the tour.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
That's much better. Guys, a very, very warm welcome to you all.
I love the accent so much. The accent is so nice.
The home of the 8th in a row champions. The home of the treble winners. The home of the double treble winners. The home of the treble winners.
Now at this point, I'm pretty sure he's doing this just to shame me, but you know what? I found the funny side of it. And the funny thing is, they
He's
all actually
staring
laughed
at
and
him.
applauded me for wearing a Rangers shirt. To be honest, they all saw the funny side of it, and I'm actually in shock at this point as to how cool everyone is about this.
I feel like
All the
Celtic
fans
Park is
didn't
not
mind
going to
that
do
I was
anything.
there, and they actually wanted to stand next to me. Here's the boardroom, whereby you've got the busts of Brother Wilfried and Jock Stein. This is where they conduct their business. But one of the interesting things about this particular boardroom is the trophy cabinet. You get to learn a lot about some of the trophies that they've won, especially these three right here. And I learned a lot about Celtic Football Club just from this talk, but David actually gave a rousing speech about how football fans should treat each other.
Get him saying to me, you don't have to play for Celtic to represent Celtic. As soon as you wear that scarf, as soon as you wear that jersey, you represent Celtic. If you go to a match and you cause bother...
So he's a good tour guide. He's a very good tour guide.
See a Celtic supporter causing bother. And that's what brings a bad name to this football club.
I totally bought into what he was saying. Football is not about racism. It's not about secularism. We're here to enjoy the game and not hate on each other.
Hey, a treble. No wonder you're laughing, buddy. No wonder you're laughing. Is that you crying? I'm not sure.
And even though I got ripped quite a lot, it was all in good fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's
As you
interesting
should,
to see
as you
some of
should.
the
It's a good
awards that
deal.
They've won, particularly the medals of their best players, including this man, Mr. Billy McNeil. And speaking of Billy McNeil, you get a fantastic talk about the 1967 Lisbon Lions, arguably their greatest ever team, captained by Mr. McNeil, and you get to learn about some of the greatest players.
The
to
European
ever
Cup winning
own
Celtic team.
this shirt. But once the talks ended, you then get led towards the home team's dressing room. And check out the murals on the walls, that's actually kind of cool. When you enter
Honestly,
the home
this
team's
one seems a bit more modern. Like Celtic Park seems a bit more updated than Rangers, and maybe it's just like that's their own prerogative to do that. Rangers maybe keep it more traditional, more old school, whereas Celtic Park they have the nice like murals, the concierge, like everything else. It's still very
These
nice
guys
on both
actually
sides.
have the shirts on display, so you've got some cool photo opportunities. And they don't mind you actually picking up the shirts and having your photos taken with them, which I thought was actually kind of cool. The shirt, oh, that looks familiar. But you get to learn a lot about what happens on a match day here, and even the fact that famous people, when they do this tour, they actually sign the inside of the lockers, which I found really, really interesting. Check out the signatures, I don't know who they are, but yeah, cool.
If anybody knows those signatures, let me know.
Once again, the Celtic fans know how to have a bit of a laugh and a joke. To be honest, I actually enjoyed my time here. It wasn't at all threatening. There was
There, you have the green collar sticking out of your shirt. Oh my
But now
god.
it's time to walk down the corridors towards the players' tunnel. And this is the point where he picks somebody to lead the team out onto the field. Guess who that was? After a bit of Rangers shaming, all in good fun of course, I actually led all these Celtic fans down the tunnel towards the field, which they all saw the funny side of.
The tour guide deserves all his money's worth. The tour guide is comedy. Tour guide is comedy.
I'm gonna play the other one, the one that I hate so much.
But you get a fantastic view of the stadium from here, guys.
It looks, and it's
even
nighttime
though
too.
it's
That's
getting
gorgeous.
dark and you've got the grass lights on, you can still see most of the stadium. It was actually kind of cool. There's plenty of photo opportunities.
Dude, imagine actually playing in that stadium at night. Imagine playing in any huge football stadium at night. I'd die. I would absolutely love it. The dreams of being a pro footballer. I mean, I never really had them as a kid because I'm an American, so there's different sports that you dream about playing growing up. Had I gotten into it sooner. Guys. Who knows where these videos would be from.
Opportunities up and around here, including in the dugout seats. They even have one of those Instagram selfie boards, which I totally did, and yeah, that's the one that you saw on Twitter. And you get to spend some time taking in the sights and taking lots of pictures and videos if you want to. This stadium is actually pretty big, and it certainly looks like the size that you see.
It's
when you're watching the
humongous.
TV.
It's massive.
But after you've taken your photos and videos, it's time to disappear back down the tunnel and up a flight of stairs towards the director's pit.
Yeah,
Now,
they haven't shown the
you get
director's
some
box at all.
fantastic views of the stadium
Director.
from up here,
Director.
and you get to learn a lot about some of the people who actually come to the games here. For example, this seat belongs to Billy Connolly, and this seat belongs to Sir Rod Stewart. I thought that was actually kind of interesting.
But they have their own specified seats that they have to
Now,
sit
at
at
this
every
point
game.
of the tour,
Or that they
I'd like
choose to
talk
sit at every
about
game.
our tour guide, David. He was probably the best tour guide that I've ever come across when doing these stadium tours. Very knowledgeable about his club, very passionate, and also very educational. Even though I got a ribbing for wearing a Rangers shirt, it was all in good fun and we could have a laugh and a joke. There was no ounce of animosity here, so if you do get David as your tour guide, consider yourselves very lucky.
He seems like a
If
very
you're
nice
Celtic
dude. He seems like a great dude, you
seriously,
know?
give this man a pay rise. He certainly deserves it. Once you get a final talk from your tour guide, everyone's still having a laugh and a joke.
The tour is this. Listen, you've got to send people home happy. If you hear my voice, trust me, you wouldn't be home happy.
So take in your last views of the stadium, guys, because this is pretty much the end of the tour. Up the stairs you go, and lots of handshakes from the Celtic staff before they give you some free swag. Overall, I was made to feel very welcome here, and I'm highly grateful of that. If you do want to do a bit of shopping, the Celtic Superstore is literally across the way there, so you can actually buy quite a lot of stuff.
Okay guys, that is the end of the video. I actually really enjoyed, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I thoroughly enjoyed this. Now, first off, big shout out to this content creator. I apologize, I don't even know the name of the channel. Let me plug this, let me make sure I got this right. Make sure I got the right name of the channel. Ultimate Bucket List. The dude is a G. He took the ripping all in good fun. Really knowledgeable. The voiceover, the VO is very good actually. And the footage that he got, phenomenal. I struggle holding a camera in my hand just walking around by itself, let alone an iPhone. And he's had a camera with him that entire time. This was in 2019 as well, so pre-pandemic, which is insane to think about. But it was very good. Both stadiums gorgeous. I like that they are pretty much like a contrast of each other. Like a light and a dark. Like Rangers is very old, very traditional. The people may not be as welcoming, which you could, some fans yes, some fans no. And the stadium tour was very sort of reverting back to their old traditions from Rangers. And obviously Rangers now have completely changed. From 2019 to 2022, that they're back in the SPFL. They were able to get a league title. Steven Gerrard kind of picked up that club and picked them up from the dark. Whereas this light was Celtic winning 8 in a row, having just absolutely dominated football, having sent football after football after footballer to bigger leagues and on to bigger and better things, and even having the Champions League there. Like, it's also a very welcoming club, very welcoming stadium. I would say I'm like him, where I'm very neutral. I do have a lot of Rangers fans that stick around on this channel, which I really do appreciate you guys still. Same thing with the Celtic fans. I just love, I think, Scottish football in general. Like, it's extremely knowledgeable. You guys are extremely passionate. I've always wondered how Rangers and Celtic fans kind of coexist for Scottish national team games, and so maybe that's something I need to look into a bit more. But now that I've seen Celtic Park and Ibrox, I don't know which one I like, but one's rooted in tradition, one is a bit of modernity, but with a sprinkle of history. And so it's like a nice mix between the two. I hate taking that neutral stance, but I still like both of them. So, but let me know which one you guys like. If you guys have made it this far in the video, I appreciate you so much. Big shout out once again to the Ultimate Bucket List. You can find the original video down in the description below. I would love to do some tours like this. Obviously, me living in the Midwest of the United States, getting to Scotland may not be my first plan. I look for maybe for somewhere warm, but I don't know, Scotland would be a fun trip. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below on the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know, what are the videos you guys want to see next? Wales Ukraine video should be out on the channel. Please go give it a look. But I'll catch you guys later. Peace.